With the undeniable parallels between the Amyrlin seat and the papacy, as a cradle Catholic, I can think of no better time than now to talk about the structure of the White Tower. Spoilers for the Wheel of Time Season 3 finale and Book 4, The Shadow Rising. At the very top of the food chain, of course, is the Amyrlin seat, the supreme leader of the Aes Sedai. A new Amyrlin is elected by the Hall of the Tower after the former Amyrlin dies. We saw a version of that in the flashback in the Season 3 finale when Swan got elected. In the books, it's one person up for the job at a time, with 3 sisters sponsoring her, and the vote has to be unanimous. Though only 11 sitters are required to be present for the vote, and if after the first round of voting the voting isn't unanimous, there can be a second round and the Amyrlin candidate will wash the feet of the holdouts, Jesus style. The Amyrlin candidate would humble herself in order to serve in the same way that Jesus taught his disciples to serve humbly. At least that's how the story goes. The Hall of the Tower is comprised of 3 sitters from each of the 7 Ajahs. The Ajahs raised their sitters based on their own customs. Except after she was elected Amyrlin, Elaida disbanded the Blue Ajah, leaving only 6 Ajahs, and this was reflected in the stole that she wore in the episode. The Keeper of the Chronicles is appointed by the Amyrlin, and she's most often, from the Amyrlin's Ajah. Alviarin is a huge deviation in this way, but she probably required herself to become the Keeper in order to support Elaida's coup. The Keeper is the second in command, and like the Amyrlin, she formally leaves her Ajah whenever she is appointed to the position, though her clothes can reflect the Ajah that she was raised from. Think of the Keeper as the Amyrlin's chief of staff, primary record keeper, and VP all rolled into one. She basically has as much power as the Amyrlin wants her to have. Each individual Ajah also has a leader. The Reds is called the Highest, Green Captain General, Blue First Selector, Yellow First Weaver, Gray Head Clerk, White First Reasoner, and leave it to the Browns to be the most democratic. They have a High Council, with the head of the council being the first chair. Ajah heads often aren't sitters, actually, and their identity, in the books at least, is secret except for those in the Ajah. Though, as you can imagine, because the Black Sisters are no longer loyal to their Ajah, they know who all of the Ajah heads are. We also have the Mistress of Novices, who is responsible for the novices and accepted in the tower. Think of her as an old-school headmistress Catholic school nun, with the switch and everything for discipline. The Mistress of Novices is also appointed by the Amyrlin, and traditionally from the same Ajah as the Amyrlin. After that, we of course have the run-of-the-mill Aes Sedai, who select their Ajah after they pass the test to be raised to the shawl. Then we have the Accepted, who wear the Aes Sedai ring on the 3rd finger of their left hand only after they pass the test to become accepted by going through all 3 arches. And finally, at the bottom of the food chain, we have novices. They do lots of chores and study, hoping to one day become Aes Sedai.